Hey guys, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Tina, and we are adventuring with Jeff and Tina. Welcome to the channel. Today's video is Don't Be a Campground Karen. So what exactly is a campground Karen? It's a person who complains to the park office and proceeds to tell other campers what they're doing wrong. In order to avoid campground Karen encounters, we created a list of 10 tips, so let's go. Don't be a campground Karen is our number one on our list. Be present in your own campsite, making memories with your family. Try to let the small things roll, don't you think?
Yeah, you guys, if you start off in a rush or you start off in a huff when you get to the campsite, it kind of that attitude kind of goes through the weekend. Yeah. So if you start off good, you usually end good, guys.
Yeah, totally agreed. Number 2, don't be a dirty Dan. Don't leave trash behind in your campsite. Leave it better than you found it. And I think that's just common courtesy, don't you?
Yeah, it's like number one. If you're starting off when you get to the campsite, cleaning up behind someone. That's not what you want to do.
Right, exactly. Number 3, don't leave coolers and food accessible to wildlife. We are totally guilty of this. When we first started camping, we have a little story. Why don't you tell them, Jeff?
Well, our first camper was a pop-up camper.
Yep.
Which was awesome. And one night we had our cooler right outside our door, brand new cooler, and we kept on hearing something scratching at it, and then all of a sudden we opened the zipper of the camper and we looked out, and there was this bear that had his teeth on a corner of our camper, and he was dragging it across our campsite. Yeah. He couldn't get it open, but he dragged it across, and that is a memory that I'll never forget.
Well, it was a thrill for me, and I was like,
Tina thought she could go out there and kiss the bear.
I wanted to be its mom.
Right.
But the situation could have been different. It could have been a larger bear, and there's a lot of fabric, end caps on those campers, so you don't want to tempt fate too much. So make sure you don't leave your coolers and food accessible to wildlife. Number 4, mind your bathhouse P's and Q's. Be timely and courteous of other campers needing to use the facilities. Maybe take 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever you need. But it's just good campground etiquette. There are other campers that are needing to use the facilities. Many of them have children.
Yeah, just think of others before you're always thinking of yourself.
Right, exactly. And we're not using the facilities because we're going to use this camper right here. But if you have to use facilities, be mindful of others. Number 5, don't leave your campfire unattended. It's a safety issue. Consider the kids or pets that could cut through your campsite. If you're there, you can control the fire, right?
Yeah, and I'm into
life safety.
Life safety. So what I've taught my kids growing up, a clean campsite is a safe campsite. So just remember, don't leave your fire unattended. Like say you're going to start a fire and you guys want to go out to dinner or something like that, don't leave it going. Just put the fire out.
Exactly. Safety here is the best policy. Number 6, don't be that hiker. Use trail courtesy in keeping noise levels down for other hikers that are there to enjoy the wildlife. If you are going at a slower pace than someone else, maybe a jogger who wants to pass or a biker, allow them to pass. Get over to the right hand side if they're moving at a faster clip than you. It's just common courtesy.
I agree.
Yeah, I do too. Number 7. This is my rule. This is on the list because I've done this many times, and I'm trying to do it differently now. Don't hike in flip-flops. Need I say more? I am totally guilty of this.
Yeah, that guy's with my wife. I don't know about your wife. My wife is if there's a crack or a hole or anything,
a piece of paper.
She finds it and she's falling all over.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is we were in Yellowstone last year, and here we are gonna go hiking, and we bought the shoes that we needed, and here Tina is got flip-flops on while we're hiking, it's not a good idea. So really pay attention to what you're using for your shoes to hike, guys.
Exactly. Note to myself. Number 8, respect the wildlife. Don't feed the wildlife. Enjoy the wildlife from a distance. It's God's beautiful creation, and we all are thrilled when we get to see animals that we don't typically get to see. But keep your distance and don't feed the wildlife.
Yeah, especially if you're places where there's bison.
Yeah.
and grizzly bears.
Yeah.
Okay, don't get so close. There's a reason why the rangers are out there telling you not to get close, because there's videos where people are getting too close and they're getting
except for the deer.
hurt.
Except for the deer at Moss Park. I have let the deer lick me at Moss Park. I want to be its mom.
Yeah, and they'll be on those. Some of those videos will be on our YouTube. You'll see them later.
Close encounters with deers. With deer. Okay, number 9. Don't be Mr. or Mrs. Impatient. Be courteous when you're behind someone parking their rig. It can be a nerve-wracking task, especially for a new camper. Maybe offer to be an extra set of eyes or a spotter. Now's not the time to pop the popcorn and get your chairs and sit there and watch their chaos. Don't you think?
Yeah, you know, the thing is I'm usually the one there before Tina gets there setting up the camper, so especially a lot of people are buying campers right now and going out and camping, and there's going to be a lot of times that when you're trying to do this for the first time, it can be really, really agitating and aggravating, especially with you and your wife, because your wife is trying to help you back up, and you're seeing your mirrors and you're both seeing something different. So just remember, you take it slow. If you got to get out and look a couple of times to see where you're at.
Right.
And then also, anytime we're in a campsite, campers love helping other campers.
They do.
Believe me, they'll sit there in their seats, pull up some seats and watch you back it up. That doesn't mean that they won't help you. Okay,
right.
Because they've been through that before, and we've all been through that before. When you first start something, it takes a while to learn how to do it.
It is very nerve-wracking to try and back up a camper. So I just think that if you're behind somebody who's pulling into the campground, we all have the same goal. We're all trying to just get there on a Friday night and enjoy the weekend. So let's help each other and let's exercise a little bit of patience and maybe offer to be a spotter for that new person who might be having problems getting into their spot.
Patience with your spouse. Learn that. Be patient with your spouse, because when you are trying to back up, we have a 40-foot camper, so trying to back up a 40-foot camper it's difficult. So it's real good to be patient. And what'll happen is, I'll guarantee you'll happen is you'll go to a campsite and you're gonna get there a little late, and there's gonna be 4 other campers behind you waiting for you to get your camper in your spot. So just be patient and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Exactly. I think that's great advice. Number 10. Pay attention to park signage and general park rules. Don't speed through the campground. Children are at play. Many people in pet-friendly campgrounds are walking their dogs. And also, don't drive the wrong way around the campground loop.
Right. Pay attention to the signs, because we did that not too long ago, where we wanted to go a certain way so we could get our camper the right way.
Into the dump station.
Right. Well, the problem was I was going the wrong way and there was cars coming this way, so I ended up having to back my 40-foot camper a long way between two fences on the road.
It was terrible.
And it was rough. But we learned. And we learned to pay attention to the signs.
Exactly. Although this is a bit of a spin on Don't Be a Karen and a bit funny, we all have less issues with campground Karen encounters if everyone uses common sense and basic campground etiquette. Tell us in the comments below if you've ever had an encounter with a campground Karen, or if you yourself have been a campground Karen. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. Consider subscribing for fun and informational content such as this, how-to videos, and travel vlogs. Oh, and don't forget to ring that bell.
Yes, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at a campground hopefully real soon.